All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Late Night Tangents. This is episode 16. I am one of the two hosts, Taylor, and this
I'm Eric.
is Eric. How do you like that?
That was great.
Perfect.
Yeah. So,
So, new location. I'm in somebody's bedroom. Not mine.
no,
I'm borrowing someone else's.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So it looks. So you were feeling a little zesty today, huh?
Oh, shiznat. Oops.
You're feeling
Sorry,
a
I
little
just
zesty today.
smoked my desk. Oh,
You're
God, zesty, yeah.
yeah, you're feeling a little zesty. Went to the old Starbucks.
Dude, I'll give you the order here. Let me find it. I went to Starbucks. Haven't been to Starbucks in uh 2 months probably. Um, but yeah, I went and got a nice zesty drink. I got a vanilla sweet cream cold brew, light ice, caramel drizzle, vanilla sweet cream cold foam. Line the cup with caramel sauce, three pumps of caramel syrup, and then I got a bacon sausage and egg wrap.
What?
Dude,
Oh, you got food there.
the freaking delightful. Yeah, I just figured that maybe if I got, so I'm pretty gluten intolerant and lactose intolerant, kind of sensitive, but I was like, some maybe too much information, but sometimes I'll just hit the Starbucks because I know that shit will fuck up my gut. Just fucking clear it all out, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Sometimes I need that. I need to get cleansed and not in the preferred method. I should probably just eat more fiber, but this is a real quick way of getting it done quick.
Why did you choose to go to Starbucks?
I think just I think last night. So I've just been so fucking stressed with work. I was like, I'm like I'm gonna wake up and go to Starbucks because that's like my very rare kind of treat to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is I'll go and get a coffee just because I'm not a coffee drinker. Like most of the time, you'll see me drinking like a monster. But I do like coffee every here and there, even though my order wasn't even fucking coffee. It was just sugar. But yeah, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
what I do sometimes. I used to be like very like ritualistic with Starbucks back in the day. I used to get Starbucks like every fucking day.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah. I used to yeah, I don't know. I had so many points on my app that like the little bar that it shows indicates where your points are, like it was just like it filled up the bar. It was like rolled over. And then I think at some point you lose those points. And I lost the points. So
Sorry. Mexico's outside my window right now.
really, mariachi band.
Sorry. God. Yeah, I don't ever find myself going to Starbucks often at all. It's only if like I'm traveling or I'm too lazy to like make coffee myself or if I'm running
Yeah.
really late. Cuz I get like
Mm,
because of course I'm in New York City, so everybody like sends me like Starbucks gift cards and I'm like I don't drink Starbucks. I prefer to make my own coffee at home, but I can't go without my coffee.
yeah. Is it like out of the way? Like what's the difficulty level on trying to get that?
No, there's so right as I get off on my stop for my school, there's one right there. I walk by it every day.
Mm,
Everybody
fair
goes
enough.
there. Like everybody in the school goes to Starbucks and gets coffee and stuff like that. But I'm like, I already had mine.
Yeah.
But I might. But then also a lot of the time I have to sing in the morning, so I got to be up anyway. So I'm like, I have to have my cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I can't
And you
just
got your recipe.
right. I can't just wake up and go. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I have to prepare myself physically and mentally.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I've been noticing on the on the drive to work, I've started to crack open the Monster. Like I don't even wait until I get to work anymore. Like it's like I'm out of bed and then 20 minutes later I'm sipping on the Monster already.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's something about sipping on an energy drink while you drive that's far superior to anything
Yeah.
else. It's I mean I never really drank energy drinks a lot. Only the only time I ever drank energy drinks was when I was on a road trip or like I desperately needed it
Mhm.
at school. I drank a lot of them in undergrad, but like I can remember on this road trip driving from Oregon to New York, energy drink every morning. It was a little crispy outside and
Mhm.
just crack that
Yep.
thing and just sip on the old rocks. I'm a rock star guy.
Oof.
I can't do monsters or
Oof.
Red
I
Bulls. I
can't do
can't.
Rockstar. No, sir. My favorite Red Bull would be the coconut berry, the white one.
You know,
Oh, that shit's bomb.
Red Bulls are forever ruined for me because vodka Red Bulls are the
Oof.
grossest thing on the planet.
Oh my God.
Can't
Those
do
are
it.
the go-to. They're so simple. So simple.
I can't. I can't do the energy drink.
The only thing I can't do is the strawberry marg. Actually, fuck that. I can't do margs in general.
I can't. Yeah, I can't really. Well, I haven't had one since. I
Yeah.
haven't had one. You know, the last one I had
Yeah.
was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
No.
Oh
All
gosh.
right.
Anyways,
Let's get into the week at hand.
let's do it.
How was your week, Eric?
Week was good. I didn't have a great lesson on Friday, yesterday. I have mine every Friday. I just, for whatever reason, I couldn't connect to my body. And that's really imperative to connect to your core and your diaphragm, just your core when you're singing
Mm-hmm.
opera. I could not find it. So it was lacking pitch a little bit. I was a little off in pitch because I didn't have any core going. It was all just kind of a, anyways. But that was the end of the week. But the beginning of the week it went well. It started off. It was really nice here in New York. It was sunny, not a cloud in the sky. 70. It got up to 89 degrees in the middle of the week, but everybody
Nice.
was wearing shorts. It was like that was the first kind of like, oh shit, it's summer
Nice.
realization.
Yeah.
So everybody's mood was uplifted, even though we're getting down to the wire here with
Mm-hmm.
classes. But I mean, it was pretty fun. I had a great week. All my classes went really well. I sang in a couple of them. Most of my teachers or most of my professors are kind of, uh, they're ready for the end of school as just as much as, especially the grad professors. You know, they're kind of,
Yeah.
because I mean, we're grad students. They don't have to be on us as much as undergraduates.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of like, okay, you guys kind of know your stuff. Let's just talk for the first 30 minutes of class, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, one of my teachers, she realized that we didn't have as much time as she thought.
Oh.
She thought had till the middle of May, and really finals week starts the May 2nd. So our last
Mm-hmm.
classes are April 28th or something like that. So literally 2 weeks. We've got 2 weeks. But yeah, other than that, great week. Great week. Can't complain. Sunny.
Sweet.
Was getting hyped for the podcast. Did some podcast stuff.
Heck yeah.
I was a little stressed out because we recorded on Monday. It's been 5
Yeah.
days since we recorded, so was a little stressed out trying to get that stuff. But then I realized I'm like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal. I got it done Tuesday.
Yeah. You're a
So
fucking ripper when it comes to editing.
yeah, I don't know. It's just like a puzzle. It's like patterns I like to do. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Do you notice, like, obviously don't call anyone out, but like in your classes, do you I feel like you could tell if somebody's struggling or if somebody's exceeding. Like, are there people that are struggling right now? Like, are they stressed out for these finals coming up? Like, where do you lie in that spectrum?
People are struggling. I am not. I mean, it's the difference. I
Yeah,
come home and I work on music. Most people don't go home and work on music.
because I feel like I mean, obviously, you set yourself up
Yeah.
to be successful. I mean, when I look at your fucking bedroom, like, I can just tell, like, I think I said in a couple podcasts ago, like, I had some buddies over and they walked into the apartment, my apartment, and they're like, damn, this place is studious as fuck. And when I look at yours, I'm like, no, no, no. I'm like, Eric's is studious as fuck. Like, you've totally set up your environment to be a successful environment.
Yeah.
Like,
For me, well, for me, it's like a tick. I sent you that. Just gonna say it here because this is not a medical diagnosis, but I took
oh, yeah.
I took an autistic test. Like you could go online and take one because I came across this TikTok who she's a neuroscientist and she said if you think you have autism, of course you go to your doctor, you get a referral and go get tested to see if you have autism. But she was also saying there's ways that you can see if, there's online tests. She's like, granted, these aren't medical diagnoses. But, you could get a pretty good idea. And I answered these to the best of my ability. A lot of the times I don't like to take these tests because I've got a very intuitive brain, so I'm like, I can alter these tests with something, in certain ways. But I tried to turn that switch off and just answer them to the best of my abilities. And I can't remember what it said, but it wasn't full high likelihood, but they said like high potential, or I don't know. It was something like that I was on. It wasn't on the low, but it was definitely closer to the higher side.
Yeah.
And I talked to my mom about this, and she was like, "You don't have autism." Like for me, it would be like Asperger's, but just somewhere on that scale. But I think for me, that's it. Like I don't want it like perfect, but I don't need things perfect, but I just need things to be in their place. That's right. It. And I think maybe some of that comes from that. I don't know. We're just going to say I don't have autism for the, because I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I want to spend the $3,000 to go get diagnosed to see if I have autism.
Eric, you're perfect just the way you are.
Oh, thanks, Bobby.
Sick.
But no, sorry. To get back to what you were saying, yes, I set myself up to succeed. All these, a room, for example, is like one of your workspace, bare necessity to set yourself up for success. Like that's the groundwork. That's the foundation, right?
Yeah.
Is your environment.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just go up from there.
Totally.
It's a little difficult because my room is my workspace. So I have to really make sure I make a difference of what my workspace is, which would be my piano and like my area that I relax, which is like my bed and my, area.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Another question. So obviously you're going Manhattan School of Music.
Yep.
From Oregon.
Yep.
So I couldn't imagine that people that are going to your, music conservatory?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine everybody is just there because it was convenient. They were living in New York already. So is there how diverse is the group of other students or colleagues or whatever you refer to them as?
Yeah.
Is it just people from everywhere? Do you even know?
Yeah, it is. We've got a lot of people from America there, obviously, that are from the United States. but we've got a lot of people. I will say majority of the people in the singing program are Asian. So they're from that kind of like China. I don't think we have any Japanese, but I could be wrong. But we've got a lot of Chinese people, a lot of Koreans. Um, but we've got some people from like the Netherlands,
Mm.
Germany. But I'd say it's a good split of, you know, Americans, and I would say majority of it is Americans and then probably Asian, some Asian descent.
Yeah.
And then you get a few that are like from like London, and this is just in the voice program. I don't know about
Right.
the instrumental, but yeah.
Is there like a state in the US that just produces like a quantity of like vocal performance performers?
That's a good question. Um, from
I
my
mean, I
ex
guess.
from my experience, and this is gonna be surprising to you. In my experience, and this is not just classical singing, this is just musicians in general. I feel like a lot of them come from the Northwest.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Um, Washington, I mean, Oregon. There's just a lot of people that come out of the Northwest, but you've got them everywhere. We've got some people from Texas. We've got some people from okay. I'll say this: probably the majority of classical musicians come out of the Midwest. So Ohio, like Illinois, the- mm, Indiana, like those states, Michigan.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I guess I asked because I used to be on I used to be a big country music fan.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I still am. I think I'm getting back into it actually. I started listening to country again the other day and I was like, fuck. Like I missed this shit.
Yeah.
Nashville,
Yep.
they produce a huge quantity of country music artists for some reason. I
Yeah.
mean, not for some reason. I just looked it up. It says
Nashville, capital of
they
the world,
have,
country capital.
yeah, or they have the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess that makes sense. I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know all the statistics for it, but
Yeah,
it's kind of all over the place, really.
sure.
Yeah.
Thought I'd just ask. It's like where do all the welders come from? 'Cause I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
It looks like you got something to say.
I don't know. I was just gonna talk about my fucking stupid week.
Oh yeah, go for it. No, this is all about me. No, please. God, so dumb.
Dude, the week definitely flew by.
Yeah.
By the time it was time to wake up on Monday, it was actually Friday. I was like, son of a bitch. I'm like, I didn't do anything this week. Dude, it's just, man, this managerial position is really just something on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Different level. But it's like, it's good because I've actually been going to bed tired.
That's good.
Like,
Yeah.
but shit, man, like today, like you messaged me or whatever, and like I woke up at 11 and I was like, I woke up at 6:30 and I was like, fuck, I'm like, do I get up? I'm like, I could have totally just got up at 6:30 and like had a day or whatever, but I was like, I'm gonna sleep more. Like I had to catch up.
Yeah.
Had to catch up.
Yeah.
So I tried to stay up late, dude. I hit up the gamers chat and I'm like, who wants to play or whatever, and
Yeah.
we got off at like 9.
That's crazy.
But then I was like, fuck, I need to stay up more. So I stayed up till 11 and slept till 11.
That's good.
Yeah. But the week,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, what?
No, I was gonna say I forced myself to sleep in a little longer.
Yeah.
7 o'clock hit and I was wide awake. I'm like, nope, get your ass back to sleep.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Figuring it out still. Um,
You're wait.
lots of yeah, the manager
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Just a lot more computer shit. A lot of spreadsheet stuff. Trying to get shit organized, ordered, or at least on like an order sheet
Mm-hmm.
to get to plan for the future as far as projects go and whatever. And um, social media for the company's taken off. So we have a really good social media guy now. Um, puts out some really, really quality content. Um, so that's exciting. We're gonna start getting into like informational videos on how to install our products and whatever. So I'm gonna be the voice of that portion because everyone's like, "Oh, you got the podcast. You could be the guy who overlays the voice on the videos." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess yeah, I have some experience.
Hi.
16 episodes of experience.
Well, before
Whatever.
we had 35, 25,
Yeah,
25.
whatever the heck it was.
Yeah.
But I don't think my voice is the best, but then I look at the array of guys that we got at the shop and I'm like, I guess I'm probably the best
Yeah.
for that situation.
Yeah.
So not bashing on the guys, totally bashing on the guys, but yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It was good. I did some welding this week, which I haven't done in quite some time. I think I'm gonna.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not welding at work?
No, I am. It's just I haven't really had a whole bunch of time to weld. But
Oh,
I mean, I'm the dedicated welder still,
right. So what have you been doing?
bro. I've been managing.
Oh,
I've been managing these freaking
do you
dingles.
do you sit in an office?
No, there's a computer out in the shop so I can watch over my people. Look at that snap I just sent you. Look at those freaking hot boy welds. I was thinking about putting a picture on our Instagram, on the Late Night Tangents Instagram,
Oh, whoa.
just so people could see kind of
Holy smokes.
the level of quality that we're talking about. We're not talking about shitty fucking welds. We're talking about
Golly.
motherfucking perfect shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what's crazy is since you said that you hadn't welded for a while, it's
Yeah.
crazy because you come back and you look at that and you probably surprise yourself. You're like, oh shit, that's pretty damn good.
It is pretty exciting when you can just fucking hop on, get your settings all freaking dialed, and then just lay it down.
Well, it's crazy what a little bit of a break does. Because
Yeah.
it sounded like you took a little bit of break. When I took a break, when I went to, when we had winter term, I didn't really sing at all. I kind of just did like small things, but I didn't really sing. And I came back and I made so much progress starting the new term into now. And it's crazy. Even my voice professor said it. Even my voice coach, he said it. They were like, holy smoke, what happened? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I had 4 weeks off to just kind of mentally reset to, clear the cobwebs, clear the, first
Yeah.
term jitters or whatnot, or the bullshit, essentially.
Yeah.
It's crazy what happens with what a
It's
little bit of a break does.
it's totally worth it too. Like, but it's gotta be timed right. You can't just take a break to take a break.
Right.
Like it's gotta be for actual reasons and you can't just justify it out
Right.
of nowhere.
Right. Right.
You
I
know?
agree with that. Yeah.
Because like, being a pretty fitness oriented guy, you look at the guys who train for like the Mr. Olympia, they train all year for one show. And then you see them, they hit the show, and then afterwards they'll take like 4 to 6 weeks off, like completely off. They don't even touch a weight. They don't even like. I mean, they keep their food in check for the most part, so they don't, go all gluttonous on us. But like they just take that whole time to themselves to reset their mind to like figure out and fine tune what the next year is gonna have, or to plan out their next year to see how they can improve.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally. Breaks are very important. And like I've done that with the gym too. Like I'll just take 2 months off from even touching weights and just focus on other stuff, or maybe not. Maybe just like take a break altogether and I mean still stay motivated with
Right.
intentions of coming back. But even like right now, like I've totally switched my focus over to this arm wrestling situation. And I've kind of put the whole like aesthetics bodybuilding side of, whatever to the side, even though I'm still on steroids and it's kind of a waste of injections
Money.
and money. But I mean, I'm like super focused on this new thing because I'm like, dude, it's really nice to like do something different. I mean, it's still fitness oriented. I still work up a sweat, rolling sweat,
Yeah.
but it's just in a different field of fitness.
Hmm.
So I'm super motivated by it right now.
Yeah.
But man, that got on a tangent there.
Oh, that's okay.
But
I just I think what you said before about having them timed, you can't just take a break because you want to, you know what I mean?
yeah,
If you're going to take a break, it's because you need to, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And then
planned.
and then you have to realize what is appropriate. Now, of course, if you do plan it weeks and weeks and weeks in advance, then you make sure you work your ass off so that you feel like the break is a reward or deemed valid.
Yeah, it's got to be with healthy intention.
Right.
Yeah, as long as like you have the healthy intention behind this break. In my eyes, this is how like I've always trained, is I train as many days as I can in a row until I have to take a break
Yeah.
or a rest day.
Yeah.
And then when that, okay, let me try to rephrase this. Let's say I wake up in the morning and I think to myself, oh yeah, today's the fucking rest day. Like I am going to not go to the gym today. You must go to the gym that day. The day that you say you're going to take a rest, you go to the gym to make sure that you're not being lazy. And if you still feel like shit after or the next morning of, that will be your rest day.
Yeah.
Because you can't be lazy. You can't be lazy.
And it's crazy what the psyche can do. Because it's like you said, if your brain is telling you to take a break, it's crazy you said don't take a break. Because in fact, I agree with you. If you're saying, oh, I want to take a break, let's change that around when I said your brain's telling you to take a break. No, you're wanting to take a break. When you're saying, I want to take a break or I don't want to do that. It's crazy because I have those times in music where I'm like, oh, I don't want to work on that song. I don't want to work on that song. But it's the same thing of like the gym is if you just get there, if you just get to the piano or if you just get to the gym or if you start singing a song or you get in the gym, it's crazy. Then you're like, okay. It's worth it. And I've been finding that now I'm like, okay, just sit at the piano. Just sit at the piano, start singing something, get into it. And then, dude, 2 hours will go by and I'm like, did I just work? Was I working? Because it didn't feel like work. It didn't.
Right.
But I am working and I'm being productive.
Right. And like oftentimes I've found that on those days where I'm like, oh yeah, fuck that, not going to the gym. And I go to the gym, well then the next day I'm ready to go again. Like I could have potentially wasted a whole gym session just because my mind was trying to get the better of me.
Right.
You have to like make that mental push past what you want into like what do you really need.
Right.
Like
it's like
no days off unless you figure out that you did need a day off.
Right. It's like the old I'd always tell my grandma and my mom this. When they go to the mall, because my grandmother and my mom had a issue with spending money. I'd always go when I was a little kid. I'm like, do you need it or do you want it? Now that's an irrelevant statement as I've gotten older because I don't give a shit if I need it. I want it.
So funny. Remember when you made like your first $100 or you had your first $100 bill
Yeah.
and you just felt like a gangster?
Yep.
Fuck. I spent my first $100 on a Nintendo DS.
Interesting. You know what's funny about that? It's now that you say that, I remember when I first made my first amount of money, and then I started thinking, I'm like, when was that? I have been working since I was like actually physically able to work.
How do you mean?
I was mowing lawns from the point I could push the lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, was I struggling to push that thing. I was
I bet you
barely
still would.
True. I was struggling because I was barely above the handlebars of that thing, and to pull that thing down, it felt like my forearms were on fire.
Throttle.
Right.
Yeah.
And my dad, he had one of those lawnmowers that had the self propeller, but then it broke, so then you had to push it, and that thing was a heavy lawnmower, and then the bag starts filling up with grass clippings, and I was mowing 1, 2, 3, 4 neighbors' lawns and watering and pulling weeds.
Nice.
And then that was like the first job I had, and I'd save up my money. You know, I was charging like $10 to do a lawn. You know, I was how old was I? 10, something like that. Yeah. But then I'd always go to my grandparents' house, and I'd always do stuff around the house, always for them, and they'd pay me. And my grandparents they were always the ones that would give me the big bucks to do stuff.
Yeah.
They'd always
$20.
Yeah, they'd always give you $20 and you're like, ooh. Yeah. And I just go there every summer and finally I did something I did something big, and it was like my grandpa gave me like $100. And I had worked like the whole and I think I had saved up like $600. Put it in the old
rolling in the dough.
Put it all in the piggy bank. Yep. The change. And then my dad, he once I started making more than $100, my dad had it and he put it in a savings account so it would accrue interest. And I remember the first day, because I didn't have because I had to give all my money to my parents. The first day I could remember, I could pull it out. My grandpa goes, because also my grandparents gave me $50 for my birthday every year.
Oh, okay.
So they saved it, and I remember that when they pulled it all out and handed me a fat stack. And then dude, I was living large. I was like 12.
Yeah, let's go buy some bitches.
Yeah. I was like 12, and I blew it all. I can't remember what I spent it on. But then after that, I didn't have a job until I worked on a farm. So I was in high school, and then I went and worked on a farm, and that's when I was making $16.25 an hour.
Dude, yeah.
And it was funny because I realized that. I'm like, dude, I've been working since I was like 9 years old.
Yeah, good.
My parents didn't ever pay me to do chores. That was like, no, not going to happen. You're just going to do them. You know? We birthed you. We made you. That should be enough.
Yeah. You wouldn't be here without me.
Right.
Yeah. I remember, I used to do similar activities for my grandma. Dude, I remember whenever she said I need either the gutters clean or I need Tide spread on the roof to get the moss off, I knew I was making bucks that day.
Yeah.
I was so hyped. I painted her garage one time. That paid out.
Yeah.
That paid out good.
It is crazy. It's crazy. When you're a kid, you get so excited for that stuff to make money.
Yeah.
Now we're 25 and we're like, oh my gosh, I got to go to work. I got to work.
I know. Yeah.
You're like, because you know.
Yeah.
That when you're a kid, you can spend that money on stuff that you want to. When you're 25, you have no choice. You have to spend that money on things that are
I know.
so dumb. You're like, I have to pay for rent. I have to pay for something to live in. What is that about? I have to pay
weird.
for food? That's absurd.
Insane. All of a sudden, you start looking at the yellow tags in the store, and you're buying yellow tags instead of white tags.
I know. Go to the old clearance section in Walmart, grab a dozen of old donuts.
Yeah, you're like looking around, making sure nobody's like looking at you, looking through the clearance section. Grabbing that shit real quick.
You know what? I don't even care. I don't care. These last, like, since I turned 20 and I had to actually start paying for things myself.
Yeah.
It has made me like, dude, I'm a cheapskate.
You're savvy.
Yeah. Like
nice.
On Thursday after our class, it was one of my latest class. It gets over at 8:00. Some of my colleagues, I could call them my friends. Some of my colleague friends, they go, "Oh, do you want to go get ice cream, Eric?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I'm like, "I'm not doing anything." I told myself, I said, if I'm at school and somebody asks me to do something, I'm at school, I will go do it. If I'm home and then they ask me to do something, then it's a little bit of a different story.
Right.
So I said, yes, I'm going. So we went to Haagen-Dazs, right?
Okay.
A fucking small was $6. And I go, there is no way in hell I'm paying $6 for a small little cup this freaking big and maybe that thick for some ice cream. I said, there's no chance.
That's a scoop.
That's literally, it was like maybe a scoop and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I refuse. I actually refuse. And I just sat there. I didn't buy anything. I just sat there while they
Good deal.
While they ate ice cream. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. That's like, dude, there's this food truck that rolls around the complex at work.
Yeah.
That dude is stealing from us. That dude charges, I think, did I say it last week? I don't know.
You didn't even talk about food truck.
Okay. So Clayton at work, he got these breakfast potato tacos.
Ooh.
Dude, it's a street, like a street taco.
Yeah.
Tortilla size. It's a little bit, it's small.
Yep.
It's not like
right.
So they're on a street tortilla. Where the hell are you? So anyways, two of them.
Okay.
$14.
No, you're joking.
No. Because I looked at them, I was like, dude, those look bomb. And I was like, how much? And Caleb was like $14. And I was like, yeah, and like Paul, I think his actual name is Paul, but I call him Paul. He was like, yeah, boss, $14. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I'll do the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Dude, huge. It's like a big ass piece of like Texas toast. Bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
It's massive. It comes in like this giant box.
Oh,
like
wow.
It's overflowing with food.
Yeah.
$14.
Oh, yeah. That's not even yeah.
Well, even still, like, regardless of the tacos, that plate should not be a $14 plate.
Right.
A sandwich with some fries.
Yeah.
Dude's making a freaking killing out there. But it's like, it's the supply and demand situation.
Right.
I can't just go drive to the gas station and go grab some food real quick or whatever, but I can just step right out the door and have them serve me right there.
Well, it's what you're paying for is the luxury of it. Because you could go to a grocery store, buy eggs for $8, letting that sink in. And then you buy cheese for $15.
Why are you buying $15
I'm
cheese,
joking.
Eric?
I'm joking. The eggs, I'm not fucking joking. Eggs are literally $8 where I live.
That's
anyways.
egg whites.
But anyways, you get how many fucking eggs come in a carton?
Yeah. Right.
Right? You can make multiple meals out of that $8 of eggs with a loaf of bread that just say total $14. You go buy all that stuff and it makes you multiple meals. right?
Like,
But still, it's like
yeah.
$8 for some eggs or $14. You are paying for the luxury of it,
Mm-hmm. The convenience.
the convenience, but it's like, God damn.
I know. It's bad. It gets super bad.
The one thing I
Like,
can justify though, which is really bad, is I can justify going and spending $15 on a mixed drink and having multiple mixed drinks. Going and buying five mixed drinks for $15 a pop.
yeah. Well, shit, man. It's like, that's a tough one, though. That's a tough one, though, because, like, because if you go buy the alcohol, I mean, you're either one, you're going to a party and bringing alcohol, which is totally fine,
Yeah.
or you're buying alcohol for you to drink at home, probably, and you're lonesome.
All right.
So, I mean, you're saving $1, but then you get the experience of $15 a drink out with some buddies. Like, it's such a tough balance when you start really breaking it down like that.
Yeah.
But
It's just the world we live in.
yeah.
There's nothing you could do. You just gotta work hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's true. So, speaking of working hard,
Yeah.
should we move into a topic?
Yes.
I wanted to talk about, I wrote it down here, throwing away talent.
Hmm.
Nice. You like that?
Yeah.
So, I've been trying to decide on whether or not I'm going to bring them up or not. But I guess now that we're here, dude, let's talk about Liam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He started listening to the cast, so I know he's going to hear this.
Yeah.
We're not going to bash on him.
Oh, damn it.
Liam, Liam's a great kid. Love him to death. Obviously, he's my brother. But holy shit, man! Like the amount of potential I see in this kid is crazy. And like I try to look back to when I was in his shoes, and I try to think of an adult perspective on me, like when adults would say that they saw so much in me. There's so much potential in you, and I got comments from coaches saying like you're a leader and you don't even know it, kind of a deal. Like I hear all of this about Liam, right? And there's so much denial when you're that age, when people tell you that you are something or you could be something. There's like so much denial on the receiving end of those comments, I feel. Well, one, just because we used to be young not too long ago, and
Right.
we lacked a lot of the perspective we have now. Not too much longer later. I mean, we were 18 years old not too long ago, man. But in that time from 18 to 25, it's like, holy shit, I feel like I just lived a lifetime in that little span of life. I couldn't imagine living another 25 years. And can you imagine what we're going to know 25 years from now? Like, I feel like I'm going to be a genius by the time I'm 50. Probably not. But
Right. Teaching
um,
philosophy classes at Harvard.
what I'm trying to say is Liam has this like a fucking gift in shot put. Like this dude gives fucking maybe not in his eyes, but for my eyes, this dude gives like 5% effort into throwing a shot put. Well, and then another thing is he doesn't have a actual throwing coach when he goes to his practice. So I could see how that would fuck me up. Like if I was trying to like be competitive in swimming and I didn't have a swimming coach, dude, I'd suck. I wouldn't have anybody there to tell me what I need to do better or what I'm doing wrong or like critique me or help me or whatever. So yeah, that's totally valid. But he does have the tools in order to improve his game, and I just feel like he would fucking rush the shot put even if he gave 10% effort instead of 5. He he received my think oh gosh, what is that? My, my okay, I gotta write that down here.
Oh gosh. I love God, what is that?
Sorry. So my mom got him a 12-pound shot put, which is what they use in high school, is a 12-pounder.
Yeah.
And so he has a shot put. He has the space to throw a shot put.
Oh, yeah.
He even has the proximity to the high school down the road, which is a 5-minute drive down the road, which I'm sure on the weekends he could just go drive down there
Right.
and go practice and utilize the facility they got down there.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, I mean, when you're young, I think he's 17, you don't think about that shit. On the weekend, you're like, dude, it's the fucking weekend, baby. Let's fucking play video games and eat snacks all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's how we used to live. We used to go on
Right.
Walmart runs and shit. Like, that was our weekend.
Right.
Go to the gym, like, just fuck around, be
Right.
dumb. But, so I get it. I understand it. But Liam has the frame to be an amazing fucking athlete in whatever sport he probably chooses. Like, and so I guess that's kind of the basis or the beginning of throwing away talent. And then I was going to lead that into you and I, where we've already kind of made a decision on where we want to go with our careers. I mean, obviously it'll change probably,
Right.
but like, I'm thinking like if you wouldn't have stuck with the music career that you chose, I don't know how many times I've told you that you would make a great cop. And
Yeah.
like, there was some agreement on your side of that where you're like, yeah, I totally could be.
Yeah.
And like with me, it's like, well, I didn't know where the fuck I was going, but I chose welding. And if I would have gone any other way, I definitely wouldn't have figured out that I was as talented of a welder as I am. So it's like, I could have thrown away that potential talent just being dumb and like losing course because that first year of college, I was just taking general studies courses thinking, oh, I'll find something along the way. But I didn't want to be I didn't want to be a loser. I wanted to find something that was going to be cool as fuck and something that I really enjoyed. And I didn't want to be a mechanic. I didn't want to turn wrenches, but I was pretty good at it. But I didn't want to lose my passion for automotive. So I was like, what's an alternative that could be kind of like a piggyback off of automotive? And so I was like, welding. I'm like, welding will fucking pay the bills. Welding is something that I kind of like right now. And then as I started to really progress with it, I found out really quickly that I was really good. And the comments that my instructors were making, instead of kind of disregarding it like before when my coaches would say, you have leadership qualities, make use of them. So the comments that the instructors were giving me now saying like your future in welding is very bright. Like you have a lot of skill and this is your first year welding.
Hmm.
I really took that as solid advice, putting my trust in their words of wisdom and letting myself kind of just fully immerse into welding. And like now, like the picture I just sent you, like that's what you get. That's what you get when you don't throw away that talent and you just stay on course and you just keep on trucking.
Yeah.
So, like with you, you wouldn't have found out how good of a vocal performer you are if you would have gone and been a cop. Well, maybe you would have been singing here and there or whatever, but you would have had no idea.
Right. Well, it's for me, I was told that I have a God-given talent and I shouldn't waste it. And I could have been a pop singer. I could have been a country singer. I could have done musical theater. Which I'm not going to say I'm not doing musical theater because I am technically I'm learning to do musical theater, but my main focus was opera, classical music, because that I was always told that you've got a very classical voice. Just with the way that I use my voice, and I've got a very loud voice, and it's a very pingy, and the sound carries. So people have told me that. So I said, you know what? I'm like, I am pretty good at this. I'm going to pursue this. But I also, my family is a unique situation because I come from a family of athletes, and my mom and specifically my dad, my mom was also a very, very talented athlete, but my dad was a very, very gifted athlete. He was on varsity teams when he was a freshman. He was the quarterback of the varsity team when he was a freshman in high school. My dad was a
Yeah.
very gifted athlete. So, but he did not pursue sports because, older generation, all that stuff. Well, I got to make a steady paycheck. I can't make, that all those thoughts that come in. Well, I can't make money because once I get out in that real world, and we've talked about it in previous podcasts, you're just one of many very talented people, right?
Right.
And I shit you not, Taylor. And this is a little bit of a tangent here. If my dad would have become like a professional athlete, I have no doubt he would have been a very successful one, because my dad is the hardest working person I know. And if you have talent and you have hard work, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. You're set up.
Right. And so, like, when you waste talent, my backup, it's still my backup. Well, it's not my backup. It is my backup to my backup. It's to be a cop. Could I have been a great cop? Yes, probably. But I want to try singing, because I'm also the personality where, and you and I are very similar in this way, and most people are, is we can't just do something and be mediocre at it. If we are passionate about something and it intrigues us, we're going to do as much as we physically and mentally can to get good at something. Like, I will relate it to golf. We both have we are both very athletic people, and there's no reason, absolutely none, why we both can't be scratch golfers. So, for someone like Liam, who maybe he doesn't realize that he has these talents, he's just doing it because maybe mom and dad are telling him that he's got to do something outside of school, after school activities. Mine was baseball. I loved baseball, but I never pursued it because I wanted to give music a try. I could have been a pretty decent baseball player if I would have stuck with it throughout high school, but I said, nope, I'm going to do music.
Yeah.
Obviously, some of that's a little financial too, but
Totally.
when you're like Liam's age and you're being told to do something, it's the same thing, like you and I.
Well, let me butt in.
Yeah.
My parents give you a total choice on whether or not you are doing something or not. So Liam does like track, and he was super excited about this year.
Yeah.
But the situation with the coach didn't pan out. So he's upset because there's no coach to fill that spot to give him any sort of help.
So there is no coach then?
There's no coach. The coach that was supposed to be the coach.
Do I know him?
No.
Oh.
Long story short, he got fired.
Oh, okay.
I won't divulge.
Yeah, sure. That is a tough one.
It's a weird scenario.
Because also Liam is 17.
Uh-huh.
Dude, when you're that age, you need guidance.
Yeah.
I had it. It was all my music mentors, my choir teacher,
Yeah.
my band director, my private. I didn't take private voice lessons in high school, but for me also it was YouTube.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like the one thing that I really don't like is like when people say, well, I tried. And I'm like, well, there's people who have tried before you in the same exact scenario, and they've made it work. So how hard did you try to make it work?
Yeah.
Because if you really want to make it work, there's no reason you can't.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing with this podcast that we have.
Right.
Well, how hard did we try to make this thing super successful? Because there's been a lot of other people who have podcasts that have made their podcast successful.
Right.
It's with everything. It's, you know, there's circumstances that are way worse that people have been in than what we're in, you know,
Right.
and they've made their podcast very successful. There's been a lot of scenarios where people have been throwing shot put, don't have a coach, but just the environment that they're in is way worse than Liam's scenario.
Yeah. And I think a lot of, because we've talked about this before, I think maybe Liam just, as much as we can give advice or say, yeah, do this, at the end of the day, how did we feel about that when people were
Right?
telling
All
us?
over us.
Right. It's Liam's just is going to have to figure it out for himself.
Right.
And that sucks because from an outside perspective, like from you and I, who see it, he doesn't see it. He doesn't know it because he doesn't have the brain. He it's not saying that Liam's not smart. It's just he can't take himself out of the
Perspective, Bobby.
right.
It's just totally. We were 17. We were 17 and we lacked all the perspective. Like we didn't fucking know anything at 17.
Right.
So we're not, we're not here to bash on Liam and give him shit and
No.
tell him that he sucks. Shit like that. But I don't know. Hopefully, at some point, somebody or something will enlighten him. And I just don't want him to look back and regret, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's shit that I definitely regret not taking more advantage of in high school. Or even in my younger years. Not that I'm not young still, but
I also think it's really hard to be a teenager in today's world.
especially today,
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't imagine.
Because
That's something that Liam's gonna be above us on for sure.
oh yeah,
For sure. Like
it's like I don't know if people encourage anybody to be competitive now,
I'm not.
or they. I don't. See. I can't even go into any kind of depth of what it's like to be a teenager nowadays because I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not
It
in that
sounds-
world. I'm not around people who are teenagers, so I don't know.
Yeah. It sounds like it really sucks to be young. The only thing that I see though is like I look at all of COVID,
Yeah.
right? My biggest regret in that time frame of COVID is just missing the whole opportunity to invest money.
Yeah.
I just fucking missed out on possibly millions of dollars.
Yeah.
We'll just say possibly.
Possibly.
Probably not, but same thing here. It's all just a big game. The way that Liam's situation is along with all those high schoolers are in the same situation. There is a place to be taking advantage of the system right now. It's just you got to figure out what it is you need to take advantage of. Because in my eyes, the way that everything's set up for them is kind of this equal basis amongst the whole population. So if you have that edge, if you are more competitive than the other person, like we were saying, like I don't think they teach them to be competitive or, to push really hard at like a certain task or goal. Like I think that's the edge. Is if you can just break out of that equal basis that everybody's stuck in and be that person that tries super hard at something, I think you'll be a standout for sure.
Yeah.
Like even with that 5% of effort Liam's given in shot put, how many other kids are giving more than 5%?
It's
What happens
crazy.
when
It's
you give 25%?
literally he could give 5% and be better than every other teenager that's just throwing a shot put.
I mean, I don't know if you like today he was at an invitational, right? And there was 49 kids from all over like Oregon, Washington, from all over. at this track invitational. 49 people throwing shot put, and Liam ended up placing. Oh shit! I got to make sure my facts are straight here. Liam ended up placing 10th place. He got a PR. He threw. He threw 42 and 3/4 inches.
Whoa.
Homeboy's first throw of the season was like 40 and a half. Now he's throwing 42 and 3/4. So I'm like, and he doesn't have a fucking coach. Like the dude's just excelling at shot put,
Yeah.
and he's given this minute bit of effort.
Right.
Fucking crazy.
And you know what? I want to go back to something that you said. You said something about COVID.
Yeah.
I think that whole, because when did COVID happen? Was Liam a freshman in high school?
Liam missed his whole.
Freshman, sophomore, and his junior year?
He's a junior now.
Okay, so 8th grade, freshman, sophomore, because it was 3 years.
I'm pretty sure he missed 8th grade and freshman year.
And then a hybrid.
Hybrid sophomore.
But just think about that. One of my professors, we were talking, and she was going over the undergraduate stuff. And the undergraduates that are coming up got completely destroyed by COVID. I was lucky enough that it only affected my senior year of college or of undergrad.
Right.
She was going, these people don't know how to take any tests anymore. They're just like, it's like you said, it's like that flat line. I don't know if you said flat line, but it's like, it's everybody's just right here giving minimal effort to anything.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Skim on by.
And I think that's because of COVID, because you could give minimal effort. You're at home. Yeah. Look at all the TikToks of people saying that they went and bought something for their mouse to move so it looks like they're working from home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when people are at the office and you've got bosses that can see how productive you're being, it forces you to work a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
But when people get home, they're like, oh, well, I don't need to work as hard. I could go sit in front of the boob tube for an hour and eat snacks and then come back.
Hold on.
You've never...
Boob tube?
You never heard that?
I have never heard of that.
That's
boob tube eats snacks. Dude, that's fucking awesome.
The boob tube, the TV.
I thought you were talking about Pornhub.
No.
What the fuck? That makes more sense. Boob tube? What's boob tube?
The TV.
Why is
it? Dude, you have to know this. Hold on, I gotta look this. This is like.
No way. That makes no sense. There needs to be a new definition on that for sure. Because my instant interpretation was Pornhub. What does it say? Are you wrong? I hope you're wrong.
I just looked up boob tube meaning. A television. Noun, boob tube. Plural boob tubes. U.S. Informal, dated, derogatory. A television.
Why that? Does it because they used to look like boobs?
No, it's because you sit there in front of it and you just stare all day and you just watch, because it is derogatory. Because what?
When you see a pair of boobs, you kind of...
Yeah, you want to sit there and stare. Right.
And it used to be tubular.
I think this is a very old school saying.
When did you first hear this? Because this must just be something that you're like, I'm going to use that in the podcast today. This must be a week old in your mind.
No, I've been hearing this my entire life.
No chance.
Yes.
I've never heard of it.
My grandpa's said it. My uncles say it.
I'm going to use it at work this week.
Bring it back. Well, it's derogatory. Maybe not. Nah, I don't know.
I'm gonna start quizzing people. Hey, do you know what boob tube is? I guarantee you they say porn.
How old is Hank?
35, I think.
Who's the oldest person at the shop?
Josh,
Ask him. How old is he?
like 42.
He'll know. You know what? Text your mom. She'll know exactly what it means.
I'm gonna ask her right now. Actually,
I'm so surprised that this is what got you so curious today.
how do you spell tube? Tube.
Yeah.
What does boob tube mean? That should be a quick response. Anyways, what the hell were we talking about? Sit in front of the boob tube all day, eat snacks.
Yeah. COVID times
Okay,
working. Yeah.
yeah.
But that's what it is. I mean, the people who in COVID in school, they just look up their answers so they didn't have to go to a textbook, memorize it, or get it into their bones, get it into their body, get it into their brain. And, because I guarantee you, if I go and ask someone who was learning U.S. history in high school during COVID time, and I ask them any dates relative to U.S. history, like when World War I was or when World War II was, I guarantee you, I'll say 90% of them couldn't give me a date without looking it up.
Bobby, that's got to be more than just the population of high schoolers right now. That's got to be a lot of people, actually. I'm pretty sure I'm going to fall under that category, which is sad.
What do you mean?
I couldn't tell you dates.
You can.
I feel like, no, that's the thing that I talk about is when people bring up high school and U.S. history.
Yeah.
I feel like I just missed out on U.S. history, and I just learned about like Egypt and foreign countries for the majority of my schooling career. I feel like the focus on U.S. history was not anywhere even.
You took
within.
a whole class on it. Did you
Yeah,
not?
one whole class out of the fucking 18 years of beginning of my life. There's one U.S. history class.
I know, but you learn about U.S. history in these other classes that what is that called?
Government and econ?
No. Geography, that class, those kinds of classes.
Bobby.
Could you give me like a general like vicinity, like a general like century or like time frame when World War II was?
It has to be around 1920. No.
I mean, you're off, but I mean,
30?
It's 1939 to 1945. That was the duration of World War II. So, I mean, you're close enough.
I suck. So anyways, what the basis of the topic is it's never been easier, but it's also never been harder to be in high school and be in Liam's age group of kids. It's not taught to work hard, it's just taught to skim by. It's not taught to give maximum effort. It's not even taught. It's just that's just the way of the world right now.
Gosh, you know what? We should have like one of our old high school teachers on and interview them. Wouldn't that be wild?
That would be a really intense perspective.
I know.
That would be kind of cool.
Because I think I know enough now as I could like drill some questions.
Yeah.
And like
I feel comfortable asking them.
And have like a valid a valid opposing side.
Yeah.
Or if it's the same, I can agree. You know what I mean?
This bitch next to me, dude, I swear to God, one of these days I'm going to go march my cheeks over there and just bust down her door and punch her in the face.
Whoa!
She just jams out to the stupidest fucking music all day. Whatever, I need to calm down. I'm getting worked up quick. 3:40 in the afternoon, she can do whatever she wants.
Oh, man.
God, that came out of nowhere. Bobby?
Yes.
Do we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, do we have a question?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we're at the hour mark, hour 10.
Yeah, we're gonna ask it
Okay.
quickly. Maybe not quickly. What is the reason? What's the reason for you to stay loyal to something?
Shit.
Yeah.
Um.
Like why
Okay, hold
are
on.
there okay.
Loyal to something or someone?
I guess it could be placed in either or.
So just what? So what?
Where does your loyalty lie?
Yes. Well, no. Let's say, why should someone stay loyal?
Okay.
Ooh, I like this. Okay,
Do you
I'm gonna
think
have to
that
think here. So you're gonna have to take this over for a minute.
well, do you think that you might be do you think you might be tarnishing a current situation or future if you stay loyal with someone or something too long? Like at what point do you kind of throw away your morals and just
Oh well,
say I don't know if I
I wouldn't say throw away your morals because I think, hmm,
because it's just kind of the standard like in a relationship to stay loyal, obviously, because you'll be hurting someone eventually if you don't or
honestly, what's coming to my brain, the first like thoughts that I'm having is it's just it's kind of a non-negotiable thing. You stay loyal until that loyalty has run its course. If it runs its course.
right.
So let's say I'm gonna use like for me, I'm thinking of like relationships, right? If you're in a relationship, yes, it's morals, it's ethics, it's what you believe in. You should stay loyal to that person for the duration of its course.
Right.
Now, if its
Just
duration of its course is like 6 months or a week, then so be it. But if it's the rest of your life, then it's the rest of your life.
right.
That's my viewpoint on it. But I'm
Right.
never opposed to taking in all information and seeing where the loyalty runs its course,
Right.
where that line ends. But then at that point, it's like that's when you are
Make your decision.
right. You're disconnecting your loyalty to that person or to that thing.
Right. Give your best effort till you can't give any more. And then figure out if you could give
Or
more.
it just doesn't align anymore.
Right.
So
Okay.
if it's like with a relationship, if you guys aren't just meshing anymore, if you're not connected anymore, then yeah, then it's time to dude, that's a loaded question because
That's a big one.
I think there's so many different things that tie into what loyalty is.
Yeah. It's just such a mega dynamic per situation that it's hard to answer that in one general answer.
Right. I mean,
That's a situation based question.
this could be a podcast within its own.
Yeah,
Talking
that could
about
be like 15 podcasts.
I know. Because for me, my what my brain is thinking is you've got the word loyalty, and then from there you've just got like a branch down effect of all these different kinds of things that
Yeah,
fall under the purview of what loyalty is.
right.
Because again, I think I go back and I'm like, well, the connection to all these things, it could be morals come into that,
Yeah,
values, all
yeah,
these different things. I don't know. I think it
right.
depends. I think to answer the question in a short sense, I think it depends on the person.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because then I think that yeah, you start to think of all the where could my loyalty be placed, right? I could place my loyalty in a hobby. I could place it in a person. I could place it in a career.
Right.
I could place it in so many different categories. And I guess that's why I like to talk about perspective, is because that's something that is constantly evolving per person as long as they choose to recognize it. I think the whole podcast itself has been really revolved around a perspective based shit. I don't know how to elaborate on that, but a lot of the shit we talk about is perspective based.
Yeah.
And so I like these words that hold a lot of meaning and can be spoken upon in so many different ways. And I just was thinking like loyalty is something that you could break down and talk about a lot.
Right.
And it's like something that I like to find words that people take for granted. I like to find that we could give advice on over a course of different podcasts and
Right.
topics.
Well, because I also feel like with you can't get to the top without other things like trust
Uh-huh.
and respect
That's a
and
tough one.
all of those things. It's like once you meet all of, like I said, based off of the person, once you meet all your criteria, then you can determine if it's worthy of loyalty. Like
Okay.
I'm like 100% loyal to music, even though this is a non it's not it's not really like a person. It's not something that requires loyalty, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But in my mind, it's like I respect music.
Right.
And see, and there you go. It's just like
See.
well, does loyalty only go to living things?
Right.
So like a person or like
You know,
I don't know,
and it's
a
difficult
company.
because right, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying is like
right,
there's going to be a different outcome or reaction dependent on your loyalty.
right.
It's going to be such a different outcome if you decide to drop music tomorrow. Is that really going to hurt music's feelings? If you
Um,
just stop being loyal to music? No.
no,
But if you stop being loyal to a person,
right.
well, now you have a whole different situation.
Yeah, now you've got
If you,
feelings, emotions.
yeah, and if you stop being loyal to a company you've been loyal to for 10 years,
Right.
how's that going to affect the
Company.
company?
Right. Affect.
So,
Affect is a big thing too.
yeah,
I didn't realize how big this was because I never really. Nothing is really ever in my life to this point at the juncture I'm in right now. There's nothing that's been in my life that has required loyalty other than relationships. On that front, I'm a loyal person,
yeah.
but nothing that's like, you know what I mean? Because yeah, I
I
don't
think it,
know.
it, see, but like, I think when you start putting that different dynamic on it and you think to yourself, okay, well, I have been loyal to music for quite some time.
Yeah,
And if you start thinking about it in that sense, instead of just my loyalty is only allowed within humans, well, now you're just developing yourself further in different ways, you know?
but then see, I have the question: is loyalty only deemed for living things? Then it has
I
to
don't
be
think so. How does that make sense, though? Well, then
because
what would you call it if you, like, what would you call a relationship with music? Like,
well, no, because your loyalty is to the audience who is coming to listen to you sing or listen to a performance. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. I'm not just singing music to sing for myself. I mean, I am singing it to sing for myself, but I'm also doing it to expose and
eh,
spread classical music.
it's the loyalty is within yourself. You're staying loyal to yourself by continuing your music career. Who's it gonna hurt? It's not gonna hurt music. It's gonna hurt you.
Okay. I like that.
I like that.
Yes, because if you're not loyal to yourself first, then you can't be loyal to anything else. Right?
Fuck. That makes sense. Yeah.
But then also, I have another opposing question. Could you
Okay.
argue that loyalty and morals are the same thing? Values,
Mm,
morals, and values?
I don't know. I think that's why there's two different words.
I want to look up what the definition of loyalty is. I just got to.
Yeah, for sure. Solid question here.
Thanks, Google. What a fucking answer that is.
Oh God.
The quality of being loyal.
What the fuck is that?
That's the definition.
Look up what does loyal mean.
Loyalty is a devotion and faithfulness to a nation, cause, philosophy, country, group, or person. Philosophers disagree on what can be an object of loyalty, as some argue that loyalty is strictly interpersonal and only other humans begin. No, sorry, and only another human being can be the object of loyalty.
Interesting.
Dude, I think we might be fucking geniuses. Because
think
we
you might.
literally just said this, and this is not even.
That just means we have a good understanding of it. Probably.
Um. Anyways, but yeah. Huh.
Okay. I don't know if we can go any further into this.
I don't think we can
Right
without
now.
reading. I think I'm gonna need to read some philosophical books on loyalty.
I was gonna say you in the philosophy situation.
Because it's not. Because what you asked a question about loyalty,
Mm-hmm.
but loyalty within itself is not something that can be questioned. It's hold on. I
This is
phrased
just
that terribly.
Proven.
No, it's not something that is an answer. It can't give an answer, a definitive answer.
Okay.
It's not. I love to say this. It's not black and white.
Yep.
Because there are so many of these things that fall under the category of loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, is it you? Is it an object? Is it a thing? I mean, this might be controversial that I say it, but there might be someone out there that's fucking like loyal to a computer. That like that movie.
I called Her.
Yeah.
Oh God. Too deep. Too far.
Yeah, we've got to. We'll come.
All right.
We'll come back. We'll come back
We'll
to that
circle
talk.
back on
Yeah, in a different podcast.
Might not be next podcast. Might be in the next, or maybe not. Anyways.
Maybe never.
All right. Let's hit him with some easy, basic, uplifting questions here.
Yeah, to send it
All right.
off.
You just got to be ready to answer. Okay.
Okay.
Do you like Mexican food?
Love it.
Okay. What's your go-to?
Enchiladas.
Enchiladas.
Chicken,
Okay.
to be specific.
Okay. Nice.
Empanadas as well.
Empanadas?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Dude, I had a total of 16 tacos in the last 2 days.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
No.
Did you like them?
I fucking loved them.
Did you make them or did you buy them?
Oh, I bought the Costco
Oh.
fucking street taco pack. $15, dude.
Oh, how many do you get in there?
10.
Oh, what a steal!
Yeah.
It's like a
And then the
dollar
others,
25 a taco.
yeah.
Yeah, something probably not that much, but anyways.
I don't fucking know. Yeah, the other 6 I had at for lunch yesterday. Yeah, dude, I fucking love tacos. Anyways,
Well, it's funny
so
because you
oh
go.
no, what?
I was gonna say the reason why I love Mexican food, but that's because my mom was raised uh, by a Mexican family, and so my mom is a phenomenal cook. Just anything she does,
Love that.
but her Mexican food of everything is like top, not like serious, like top. I have not had a
God damn it.
single Mexican restaurant like Mexican food that has not been better
That
than my
tops
mom's.
your mom.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And like I'm eating like true like actual like chili, not
Authentic.
like authentic chili, not like American chili with beans and meat and stuff.
Is
This is like
chili is that Mexican?
I actually don't know. I should look that up before I say. Food historians speculate that chili originated in Texas, Mexico, border towns, and spread north.
Mine says, while many food historians agree that chili con carne is an American dish with Mexican roots, Mexicans are said to indignantly, gosh, I'm horrible, deny any association with the dish.
Huh.
Chili is a classic American comfort food.
Oh.
Damn it, Eric.
Well, we were really off.
Well, you were.
Oh. Shit. I was off.
Regardless, it sounds like your mom makes some bomb ass Mexican food.
Yeah. If I'm telling you're gonna try her chicken
Yes.
enchiladas, I'm gonna make her make some chicken enchiladas for the Bend trip.
Dude, let's only eat enchiladas for that whole trip. Because I was going to make enchiladas too, damn it.
We're gonna be shitting out fire.
Good. My
And-
dad makes, oh, what?
No, sorry, go ahead.
My dad makes a super white enchilada dish. It's literally like, it's chicken, green chilies, tortillas, obviously, and
Yeah.
then heavy whipping cream,
It's
cream cheese.
sounds so good, honestly.
It's so fucking bomb. It's like the simplest like white people enchilada dish
Yeah.
like possible, but it's oh my god.
I don't know what it is with American food, right? America cooking. We just like to throw a bunch of shit together
Yeah,
And
just a
call-
bunch of gluttonous,
and just
nasty.
and call it like jambalaya.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, for real.
Oh man. But yeah. I live in
Okay.
a heavily like Mexican like neighborhood in New York. Sorry.
Yeah.
Last thing.
No, go
and,
ahead.
And I've had some Mexican food here. And I'm like, nah,
No bueno?
no bueno. Literally
damn.
no bueno.
That sucks.
Yeah. Anyways, go.
Next question. Celebrity crush as of right now. Zac Efron. Okay. I could tell you mine because we talked about it
You
earlier
go
today.
because I've got like so many. It's
If you had to decide in the next 10 seconds or else you die.
oh shit. You go. You go.
Mine's Olivia Wilde right now.
Nice. She's into young guys.
Hurry up. Come on, man.
I can't remember her name. It's I
Just look her up
could
in a movie or some shit.
dude, I could go for my list, my top 10 list.
No, we're not going for top 10, you fuck. Eric,
I can't.
what's her name, bro?
My I don't know if I really have one. I don't have a
Don't
top.
give me that
I don't
shit.
have a top like celebrity crush right now.
Just give me something for fuck's sakes. God, you're such a wiener.
Ah, okay. Fine.
Yep.
Fine. 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 It's gotta be um Dua Lipa.
I don't know if I. How do you spell that?
No, no, no. Okay, I know exactly who it is. I forgot. It's okay. Sorry. It's Madeline Klein.
Oh my god.
It's not Dua Lipa, but she's definitely up there for me.
You're kidding me. Oh god. Wow,
No,
we just
it's definitely Madeline Klein. Madeline Klein is my
really?
yep.
God damn. There is just some confusion
No,
on this front.
I know. I was trying to find out. Like, I'm like, who is I because seriously, I'm just like she's my crush right now. Is Madeline Klein 100%?
Interesting.
Why?
Not even you didn't even think of like Alexandra Daddario or like not a big fan.
Yeah, she's. I mean, she's cute, but
Shit.
Madeline Klein is definitely
Who's that bitch from Zathura?
okay.
What was her name?
You can't call her. Jesus Christ. Um,
Sorry.
I'm thinking of her.
Oh,
that
jeez.
that guy's
Kristen Stewart. Kirsten? Kristen?
Kristen Stewart. Kristen Stewart. That name sounds familiar.
I think I just changed my mind.
Oh,
Take her off the list.
oh, okay, good. Nah, I was just like, I'm like, she's from Outer Banks, but I couldn't remember her name.
Is that Madeline Klein?
You don't know who Madeline Klein is?
No, is she from Outer Banks?
Yeah. Well, there's lots of girls from Outer Banks.
But she's like the cover girl, right? Like whenever I see it pop up on Netflix or whatever, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's like the cover girl for Outer Banks.
Could be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
I'm not really blondes or I'm not really into blondes,
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
I'm into her. It's funny because we were texting in the group chat. My parents are like, "We're watching Out of Banks," and I'm like, "Oh, I just finished it in a day." And I go, I'm like, I kind of have a crush. I texted. I'm like, I kind of have a crush on Madeline Klein. And then of
Nice.
course my sister and everybody's making fun of me.
Well,
As it
whatever.
goes, you have a celebrity crush and you're gonna get made fun of.
Doug Olson's just like, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, his celebrity crush was Heidi Klum back in the day.
Is she the AGT lady?
Yep, yep,
Okay,
yep,
okay. Is that her last name?
yeah.
Klum?
Klum, yeah.
Is it?
She's
I don't know how you spell Klum.
German.
Oh, it's Klum. Well, you said that kind was German last podcast and kind.
Kint, Kint, Kind, which D's in German are T's. Kint,
Oh,
but it's kind. He's an American, so.
well, Bobby, I
Anyways,
think that's the questions I had for you.
good. I don't have any questions for you because fuck you. No, I'm joking.
Jeez, man.
I'm joking, Bobby. Yeah, that's all I got.
Actually, I did say I was going to ask you one more question.
Oh, go for it.
Give me an authentic Eric saying.
An authentic Eric saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. That defeats the word authentic because it's not authentic now.
Well, what's something that is like,
You're better at asking or answering this question than me.
yeah, but I can't say it on the podcast.
You're going to have to tell me after because I can't even remember it. Oh. An authentic Eric saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's really tough. I don't know. What's an authentic Taylor saying? Oh,
That's just not gonna work out this time.
I know yours. Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's stolen, technically. It was stolen, but
All right, we'll fucking forget about it.
this is going to bother me now. All right.
I like to use holy shit a lot, but I say it different, you know? Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Okay. That's a, yeah. That's a Bobby saying.
That's a classic.
Um, oh, I know mine. It makes you upset every time I say it. It's either one of two things because I can't remember exactly what it is verbatim. It's either she wants a or she wants a slice of the old Eric pie, or it's she's digging my vibe.
Or slap my ass and call me Sally.
Oh, yep. Well, slap my ass and call me Sally.
Or yeah, you always say like she was feeling the vibes, bro.
Yeah.
She was feeling the vibes.
There's something like that.
I'm like, God damn, that's so fucking old.
Or yeah, it was something. She wants a slice of the old Eric pie. Something like that. I can't remember. It's something like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm known for the Eric sayings.
We'll figure it out at that Bend trip. It'll come out.
Yeah. We'll circle back to this.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
This and loyalty.
Yeah. Sweet.
Maybe. Okay.
Alrighty. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow all of our social medias. They're on the screen if you're watching this YouTube.
Yes, sir. Also, make sure to check out our new TikTok. Also, make sure to check out our Instagram, which is slowly ramping up. We're going to make a Linktree here shortly, whatever the fuck the word is. We're going to make a Linktree here shortly, so that way it'll be really easy for you guys to just click and go. It'll have all the links, including our OnlyFans. So it'll be super easy to find what you want. I guess that's all I got, really. This was episode 16.
Yeah, it sure was. That's all I got.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Catch you next Wednesday.